Hey traders, I've seen a few people comment on the Tastyworks trading platform, how it's a little confusing to understand, especially if you're coming over from something that's a little simpler like Robinhood. And I want to make a quick video giving an overview of how to use the mobile app. I personally don't trade with Tastyworks, but I know enough to give a basic overview. So hopefully this will help because it is a little intimidating when you first go into the app and see all the different screens and bells and whistles. So let's go right into the app. So when you first log in, it brings you up to the watch list screen. You can see at the bottom there's a few icons, the first one being the watch list. Up in the very top, if you click it, it gives you a drop down of different watch list you can choose from. Like the first one is positions. Since I don't currently have any positions on in this account, that's why it's showing blank. But if you had trades going on, all your positions would show up in your watch list. What I had up originally was, I believe, notable stocks. And you can, again, choose through several different ones. Here's one called upcoming earnings list. You can also look at it in a grid view in the right up here. If you click on this icon, it will give this layout. If I go back to the original one, I couldn't see where you could create your own watch list in the mobile app. I'm assuming you can create one in the desktop app and then it would just display in the mobile, but I couldn't find where you could actually create a custom watch list from the mobile app itself. One other thing to look at is if you click these vertical lines icon, it brings up where you can add more columns to your watch list. So for example, if I wanted to see, let's scroll through. If I wanted to see the earnings date, I can hold that down and drag it over so that now when I go back to my watch list, if you scroll to the left, you can see the additional columns and it would give the earnings date. So these stocks don't have earnings coming up, but if we scroll down, you can see here's one for May 22nd. Or if I were to change this back to the upcoming earnings view, you can see it gives the earnings date for those. So I want to go back to the notable stocks. So when you want to place a trade, you can do it two different ways. You can actually click on a stock from the watch list, or if the stock you want to trade is not in the watch list, you would go to the trade tab at the bottom, and this allows you to type in a ticker symbol of a stock you want to trade. It also will show any trades you've looked at, any stocks you've looked at in the past. So if I want to type in a new symbol, let's just say Netflix, for example. It's now going to bring up Netflix to where I can choose which strategy I want to trade. So if you're just trading basic calls and puts, you would want to come down to the section that says option, and it allows you to toggle between sell and buy, and you can toggle between call and put. So if I wanted to buy a call on Netflix, I would select buy, call, and then I would click go. So this is bringing me up to the curve layout. Depending on if it's your first time logging in or not, it may bring you up to the table format, and I can switch between the two. Let's go look at the table format first because I think that's what most people are familiar with. So this is the table format that you will see in other brokers, like for example, the broker I use, Thinkorswim. It lays the strikes vertical from lowest to highest, and then you have your calls on the left and your puts on the right. And you can see it highlighted the call because that's what I was wanting to buy. And I can drag this up or down to change it to different strike prices. You can see at the top, it also changes the price. So as I move to a different strike price, it adjusts the price that I would have to pay for that call. To the right shows me the current price of the stock, so I can at least have an idea where my strike price is in relation to the stock price. At the bottom, this allows me to change the expiration week that I'm in. Right now I'm in June 1st expiration, but if I wanted to go to a lower expiration, I could click the red icon and go down a week, or I could go back up by clicking the green, and I could keep going higher and higher in expiration. To the right allows me to adjust the price that I'm paying. So if I don't want to pay $3.32, if I want to try to get it for a little less, I can adjust my price. And I can also increase the price. So this is the table format. If you like a more visual representation of your trade, you can go back to the curve format. So if I click the icon on the bottom that says table, I can now select curve. And this brings us back to the curve format. So it's very similar. It's just that now the strike prices are listed from left to right horizontally. Your strike price is identified here by this marker, this green marker that says 1C for one call, the 3:30 strike. It's telling you it's 13 days till expiration. I can also move this left and right to switch the strike that I want. You also notice it gives us nice visual representation of green and red of where the stock would need to go for you to realize a profit or where you would realize your loss. And the gray area would be your break even. So you would need it to go up to this level before you'd start making a profit. And then once it reached to this level, you would realize a max loss. You can similarly adjust your strikes and adjust the price and your expiration at the bottom. So if I wanted to try to, if I didn't want to pay $5.55 for this, I can lower the price. I can also increase the price. I can change expiration weeks, so I can move it up or down. Up at the top, it shows me the price that I'm paying. And again, I can switch between buy and sell. Buy and sell, or I can change it to a put. If I decide, I don't want to buy a call now, I can switch it to a put. And it will adjust it to a put. If I decide that I want to do a different strategy, if I go back up where it says option and click it, it'll take me back to the strategy screen. And maybe now I want to do a vertical spread. So again, I can toggle between buy and sell or call and put. So let's say that I want to buy a put vertical spread. I can hit go. Now it's going to give me both legs of my vertical spread because the vertical spread has a long leg and a short leg. I can adjust each leg individually by moving the marker. So I can make my spread be however wide I want it to. Again, it's going to show me up top how much the spread will cost. It's also showing you your max profit, max loss. It tells you POP stands for probability of profit. So it's a 31% probability of profit. Again, I can adjust my prices, expiration. I can go look at this back in the table format. So if I click curve at the bottom, I can switch back to table. Let's see here. So you can see now I've got actually accidentally clicked an additional leg here. Let me clear. Okay. So now I can go back to choose strategy, buy, put, vertical, go. And now it's going to show me the same thing, but in the table format. And I can drag the legs up and down. So if you accidentally mess up like I did, because what I did, I clicked a new leg to where it added a third leg into this table, which I don't want. So I believe you can hold down the leg. And when you do, it gives you the choice to deselect in the bottom left. Let's see. Okay, so I actually have to scroll right. So when I move to the right, it allows me to delete leg, and that's how you remove it. If you really mess up, just click the clear button. If you accidentally just highlight, several different legs by accident, the best thing I would suggest is just go click on clear. That's going to reset everything back to normal. You can go back up to choose strategy, or again, you can select your legs individually. If you know how to structure a vertical spread, you could go in and click the legs separately. But if you were not comfortable doing it that way, you would just hit clear, go back up to choose strategy, and start over again. We want to buy, put vertical, hit go, and this will take us back to where now I can adjust my legs again separately. Or if I want to see this in the curve view, we can go back to curve view, which I like this view. Even though I'm used to trading in the table format in my other broker, I like this visual representation. Also, if you like to look at the standard deviation information, you can see in small print it shows you where the one standard deviation is for this. So if you like to structure your trades around that information, you can obviously move your strikes to be outside or inside the one standard deviation move. So hopefully this helps you at least understand how to set up a trade. Of course, when you're ready to execute the trade, if this is where if you're comfortable where your strikes are and you like the price, you can hit review send. In my case, I don't have any money in this account, so it's telling me I don't have sufficient funds. But this will allow you to review the order before you submit it, so you can see it shows you the leg you're buying, the leg you're selling. It gives you some more information about max profit, max loss, and then you would hit send order to confirm it. But I'm going to cancel out of that. So if you have any questions, let me know. Again, this is not my broker, so I'm not an expert on this app by any means, but hopefully that gives you enough information to start playing around with it and to be able to execute trades.